Ahoy hoy fellow YouTube model builders, it's the Lazy-Eyed Modeler here in the Woody Workshop. We're going to do a stash update today. Obviously I've been off the channel for quite a while. This is not going to be comprehensive. It's just going to be stuff I picked up in the since February, so however many months that is. Some stuff is already put away where I need a ladder to get it out, but we'll show you some of the stuff that's readily at hand that I've picked up recently. So the first up is this 1940 Ford. It's part of the Street Rod series done by AMT back in the 70s. This will come up in another video soon. Not for a build, just for another topic, but we'll see more of this one. And also from the 70s Street Rod series, this 1940 Mercury Club Coupe. There again, it will show up in another video, the same as the 40 Ford, in the same topic. And it's a topic that was covered earlier in the year by others, but I'm just getting around to it now. So that's part of the reason why we picked this one up. We picked up the Yellow Fever Competition Coupe from Atlantis. Neat to see some of these old part packs coming back as kits. These, if you know the history of the hobby, are former Revell molds that were sold as parts packs back in the day, and some of them were combined into kits. This one is one of the Keeler's Customs. Jim Keeler has, Jim Keeler has been helping Atlantis come up with neat projects to do with these parts packs that they acquired from the old Revell tooling when Revell's parent company went out of business, and then the new company decided they didn't want some of these janky old molds. Well, Atlantis has been giving us some good kits out of these, and this is one of them. Yeah, I just couldn't resist this. It's good packaging and a neat little subject. We also picked up this Mobius 1960 Chevy Gasser, Chevy 2 Gasser. I also picked up the stock version, but I have to get the ladder out to show it to you, so I'm sure most of you are aware of what the stock version looks like. I'm not too keen on Gassers, but just something about this caught my eye, and I thought, yeah, I could go for that. So we picked this one up. I've actually started messing with it a bit. The kit is actually open, and I thought, for a comparison's sake, the old Twister, the old funny car Nova from AMT would make a good comparison. There again, I've opened this box and started playing with it. There's a disappointing part of this kit is where the injector stacks are on the parts tree. It's right at the tip of the top of the injector stack, and that really spoils, like, trying to get it off without ruining the injector stacks are almost impossible. So even though I was planning on doing this as just a plain straightforward build, I think we may be getting or trying to get some aftermarket injector stacks so they don't look quite so yucky once you manage to get them off and try to clean them up off the parts tree. So we'll see. This one's kind of now on the back bench a bit because of that issue. One of the groups I belong to in well, we're pretty much virtual these days, but I was going to say that we meet in person. TAPS, the Toronto Area Plastic Modelers, that's where the S comes from. Anyway, they're doing a build to have done for Torcan, which is a show in Toronto area in May, and the subject was any of the Mobius Ford pickups. So I decided to go for this one. And I actually kind of want to make a gasser out of it. I'm not sure if I'll use the stuff out of the 57 Ford by Revell, the gasser stuff out of that. I'm not sure about a good engine for it either, but that's kind of my plan right now. We'll see as time goes on, because the best laid plans, as they say, of mice and men. go awry, so we'll see what happens with this one, but that's my initial thoughts. Speaking of Ford trucks by Mobius, we picked up the 67 F350 ramp truck. Quite a undertaking by Mobius. It's a very neat kit, but it does have issues if you haven't picked one of these up, or if you haven't been, catching up with model news. This kit has some issues with warping, and the not everybody has the same problem. Some have had no warping, some have massive warping. This one has just some, and we'll pause a minute and I'll show you some of the warp parts I have with this kit, and then we'll finish the stash report as we go. So here are the parts that I have issue with in the Ford 1967 Ford ramp truck by Mobius. The ramp bed itself is kind of, I don't know, it's warped on this end. This might be able to be solved by hot water and trying to reform it down. We'll have to see. I know Mobius is aware of the problems, and we may have to send them an email and ask them about it. But that's a bit of an issue. The other issue is this isn't that warped. This is the bed, where the vehicle would drive up on. It's hard for me to tell on the screen, but you can see this white mark here. Right in here there's a warp. That one strikes me as being even harder to try to fix just in one location like that. Otherwise this is pretty straight, but this is rather warped here in this location. I'm not sure about fixing it. And then one of the locator tabs that locates it into the sides is broken off here. And this is, I think this bed assembly is really predicated on these things clicking together as glue points and whatnot. I'm not sure if I can get things to fit right with this broken off, and that was the way I received it in the package, was with that broken off. And we have this warp here. And with so many other Mobius kits, the hood is warped. So I'll have to get in touch with Mobius and see if I can get replacements for those. If not, I'm going to have to see how I can get things straightened out and put together. If you have one of these kits, don't let it sit on the shelf. Open it up and check it out and get word to Mobius if you do have warp parts, because it is an issue with this kit. They're aware of it, and I believe they're coming good for that type of thing. So that's the issue with the 67 Ford ramp truck. Now we'll just do a few more recent acquisitions, and that'll be it for this video. I happen to love Volkswagen vans. I've never owned one, although I've driven one. A friend had one back when I was in my teens. He had a 69 bay window van, and so when Revell Germany has decided to bring out bay window vans, I was quite excited. So we've picked up the camper, which is a really neat kit. Looks like the real thing, and yet it's an easy click. I mean, you could not glue stuff and just click it all together, but we'll be painting and probably gluing things together with this one. But I couldn't resist it. And I think I've probably shown this one before, but this is just the regular bay window van. I'm going to be doing it up like my friend's, even though his was a 69, so the turn signals, instead of being up here, would be down here. The rear taillights would be smaller than what are in this. I don't know if anybody will bring out an early version of the bay window. I was just excited to get a bay window van. So I'll be painting this green. His was green with a white top, so that's what we're going to do with this one. Hope to have this done soon, like not sometime between now and spring, I guess. But yeah, really excited to get this. on September 24th, I attended the Group 25 model car contest and flea market, and we picked a few things up there. One of the things I got was this Alex Bowman 2022 Chevy Camaro ZL1. I got some aftermarket decals, which I should probably show here because that's why I picked this up. This 43 decal set that Eric Jones ran for the throwback scheme in the spring, and I got this 42 decal set that Ty Dillon ran during the throwback theme race in the spring. This one goes on a white car, so that's kind of why I wanted this. This one, of course, goes on a petty blue car, so it doesn't matter which kit I pick up for that. Friend Ken found this one for me at the Group 25 flea market. It's a 70 Plymouth Roadrunner, and if you see this before the follow-up video, I'm sure you guys can figure out what this is for, and I'll discuss this model more when I do make that video. Last but not least, I don't even know if we can get it in the frame, but it is the new AMT Ford C900 refuse truck with load packer, body and gate by Garwood. I'm going to move the camera back here because I can't zoom out anymore. But I wasn't sure about this one, but at the flea market, Daily Hobbies had a deal on this. So for 90 bucks, sorry for the constant movement, guys. For 90 bucks, I couldn't resist. Now, to you guys down the States, that probably sounds like a lot, but our dollar is in the toilet right now compared to the American dollar. And this was taxes in, so that's a pretty good price up here. It actually, I did the math and compared it to Spotlight Hobbies price on this kit, and the $90 came out to the same thing you guys were paying, like at $62.95 or whatever. It worked out quite well anyway. And this one, there was a local refuse company here, Morrow Refuse, something like that. They ran orange trucks with white bodies, and I think that this one will probably be done up like that. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I picked up. Some neat kits, I think, and some good projects. We're going to be working on that Roadrunner next, and a video will be coming up on that. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.